Very good evening to all. We are about to start with our webinar. I request you again to please mute yourself so that there is no disturbance during the webinar. So let us begin with the webinar. A very warm good evening to all of you. Hoping you and your family are all safe and healthy. I'm Dr. Uma Singh on behalf of Center for Training and Development. Welcome you to this webinar on A Career in Digital Technologies. Thanks for the overwhelming response of over 1,200 registrations received from academicians, practitioners, and researchers, not only from India, but across the world, representing more than 14 countries. Thanks for the motivation and trust in us. Before we start with our webinar session, I would like to introduce you all to the Center for Training and Development. CTD is an initiative of Udan Foundation, registered as Society Registration Act in India, and started this venture with professionals from IITs, IIMs, and Delhi University alumnus with certain objectives like to establish and develop skill-oriented courses, to impart and conduct advanced technical education, and to provide high-class education and certification diploma courses approved by Government of India. In today's webinar, we have with us an eminent speaker, Mr. Rishi Agarwal, an alumnus of IIM. Mr. Rishi Agarwal has a proven track record in the areas of delivery and program management and is currently working with Conquet Corp, earlier Tata Business Solution, as digital leader. He has a work tenure spanning for over 20 years with top-notch organization, including EXL Services, Virtusa, and Infosys. He has been driving the adoption and delivery of digital technology practices, including analytics, robotics process automation, business process management, cloud, cognitive and enterprise content management, and has worked with one of the world's largest insurance companies in US as IT and business transformation expert. Mr. Rishi has significant global experience in managing teams across the globe and has worked in countries including USA, UK, Italy, UAE, and India. He is an IIM Calcutta alumni and an engineering graduate from Bhopal University. We welcome you, sir. Our pleasure to have you, sir, with us today. The session would be coordinated by a hardcore researcher and data science analyst, Mr. Kamal Gulati. Dr. Kamal Gulati, currently working as professor in Amity University in Gautam Budh Nagar, has also worked as professor in Stanford University, USA, and prior to this, with Ministry of Higher Education, Bahrain. Dr. Kamal Gulati has rich experience in the field of teaching and research in computer science and information technology for over 20 years. His core area is data science, IoT, cybersecurity, and MIS. Our pleasure to have you with us for coordinating the session. A gentle reminder to all our participants to please mute your audio and video during the session. A feedback form would be shared with all during the session and request you all to please fill it up for availing your e-certificates, and all the queries and discussions would be taken up after the session is over through the chat box. Now I hand over to Dr. Kamal Gulati for taking the session further. Thank you. Dr. Kamal Gulati, please.
Good evening,
Hello.
one and all of them. Thank you very much, Dr. Uma Singh, for giving an introduction. I hope, hello, are you getting my voice? Hello.
Marty, you can continue.
Good evening, all, one and one. Yeah, thank you very much. Before I give an introduction for a career in digital technologies, I just want to aware one fact. Right now, we are able to connect here with the webinar. That is also example of a digital technologies. Like we can say like that nowadays, if we see like that, we all are able to connect with the help of internet, and internet does consist of several digital platform. Like if we see like that, whether it's a big data, whether it's a internet of things, whether it's a machine learning, whether it's a artificial intelligence. As we know that during this COVID, I just want to give an emphasis on 4 major things. Like, the corporate world or academics world, they are looking the 4 major aspect after the COVID-19 once we rejoin. The first one, I can say that you should be a technological savvy. Second one, you should be having how you can control your data. That is your data, how the data is saved and generated. Third thing, you should also having a digital transformation with the help of, digital, the coding, or you should have some idea about the application, how you can use. And the fourth and the most important is the creativity. So with all these aspects, I hand over to Mr. Rishi Agarwal so that he can give a light on the career in digital technology. I also request all the participants, you may ask the question in the chat box. We will try to cover all the question. In case we are not able to handle it, we can reply back through your email ID. So with this, I will just say to Mr. Rishi Agarwal to continue the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kamal Gulati, Dr. Uma Singh and Uran Foundation for this opportunity. And I'll say congratulations also that I see that you are reaching the number that 250. And I assume that's the limitation also to have for these type of the sessions. But still, that's a great show. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rishi Agarwal, and I know Dr. Gulati has already, and Dr. Uma Singh has already shared that my brief overview. So I will go directly to the subject, and in case any questions, please write it on the chat box, and I will try to cover it in 30 to 40 minutes, and then we'll take the question answers. So, Dr. Gulati, just wanted to confirm, can you see the screen? Slides?
Yes. Slides are not coming. Give me a second. I think you are able to present, right, Mr. Rishi?
Yeah, I'm presenting.
Yes, just give me, actually my screen, your screen is coming.
So your screen is not visible.
Is it visible now?
Your screen, I think your screen is not visible. I can see you. If you can close again and start again, I think that works fine. Once you, Rishi, yeah, now it's good. Now we are.
So it seems like on the presentation mode, it has some issues. So might be again, if you can just confirm it's showing, then we'll go.
Yeah, now it's visible.
It's visible, Mr. Rishi.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for confirmation. So just to give, I know I have used the word digital transformation, digital technologies. So just quickly go on this, give a perspective. What is the digital transformation? Then what is the digital technologies? And then definitely how it's impact on the career. I know I saw that one of the question flashed. I will take that definitely post we complete this discussion, and I'm 100% sure that it is covered, or the people will get the clarity to differentiate what is digital technologies apart from just marketing. Just as a quick, what is the digital transformation? Basically, it's a process where we are using the digital technologies and which is to create or modify the business process and change the customer experience completely, like the way we see right now in the market. I will give the some of the examples on those, and major technologies we are using it for the automation, connection, cloud computing, IoT, big data. Just as an academic purpose, just having some more details. Basically, digital transformation is the process of using digital technologies to create, like as I mentioned previously, modify the existing business processes, culture, and customer experience. Like Dr. Gulati has also mentioned the 4 points, and in fact that's the very important piece. We'll talk on those. And companies to transform their business model, infrastructure, process, culture to make that new source for the customer value. And definitely, like the way we talk, that the transformation start and end with the customer itself. As we discussed, the major, or I'll say that there are only 3 components or key elements on the digital transformation. The first and most power is the people. We will talk during that the careers section also, and then the processes, like how we talk like on the industry, the domain as well as the operations, how we combine these 2 pieces on the processes, and with the help of the technologies we innovate the solutions as well as the business model, and that's where technology come into the picture. There are 4 key components when we talk about digital transformation: customer experience, operations, agility, culture, leadership, and workforce enablement using the digital technologies. Now, typically, digital transformation follows the 5 steps. First, what we talk about, when we talk about the digital transformation, we basically try to innovate the entire business model. What will that be when we use the digital technologies? Like on the simple term, we talk about using the internet as a new channel, which is like online shopping. Not only online shopping, but once it's like customer bought a product, how it get delivered to the customer and the services provided post that, so that the entire experience for the customers are defined as a business model. Now, that's where we talk about developing the digital DNA. Like we cannot have basically simply that you have that legacy model and build on top of that the digital. You have to rework on that. The very good example, like I'm sure every one of us are looking on the news that how Reliance Jio is performing and changing entire Reliance business model on the telecom. Then adopt new technologies to an existing infrastructure. This is a one, I will say, more of conflicting approach, but still, like when we talk about the new technologies, we have to identify whether our new existing infrastructure will work, or on top of that we talk about like how we can have additional infrastructure using cloud. And when we are talking about going to talk about technologies, I'll cover on those that based decisions on data and not on the feelings. This is very important for the digital. Like example, earlier we used to make a decision based on the guts, like, or the experience, saying that a person who is having 10, 20 years of experience, if he says that based on my experience, it has to work on this. Now, with that availability of AI, machine learning, we have the opportunity to use the data and validate that it's not a feeling, but what we are talking about, it's validated with the facts and figures. And the fifth point, and that's very important, that when we talk about technologies or digital transformation, it's not a one-person job or one organization. It has to be co-created and co-innovated with new partners. And that's where, if you see, most of the leading digital transformation organizations keep on acquiring the startups which has built very specific or unique offerings. Now, even when we talk about these industries having these 5 challenges, that first thing is the corporate culture. There is a very interesting research. I will quickly cover on that also, that we all, whether it's now, I'll not say even just as an industry, it's a industry including academics or education industry. Everywhere we have to think of the change. And considering, like example, if you see during the COVID, I know it's 100% online. And what we predict, like once we are post-COVID, online will always be as a part of the overall offerings. And that's where that the thoughts are that even when I'll say example on the academics coming up, earlier the whole course or syllabus is defined based on that how we can execute practical and classroom teaching. But now you have to consider that digital also to cover up the entire curriculum. And that's not possible without having a very close collaboration between the teams as well as departments. And definitely all this you need good resources and budgets to enable that the entire digital transformation. And also this is same thing, like whether it's education industries, that how that the new kids on coming to the institutes and how these customers are behaving and working. So we call it like how the customer journey, considering the digital environment where earlier you used to buy just based on the reference, but now people buy after doing the research, doing the feedback, and then they make a decision. So that's where this challenge to make sure that we should be able to fulfill that. Now that's where to do that, a quick view from like how the transformation journey begins. First, we have to start with the vision. Like that's where I keep on giving to couple of institutes also, that they have to build. Earlier it was like online as a separate classroom, was a separate exercise, but now it has to be blended one. That's where they have to define the vision. Once that is there, they have to look for their ecosystem to deliver these products and services. Now this is giving a much bigger opportunity. I'm keep on taking the example of the education industry, that the opportunity that you don't have to have the students who are going to be in your classrooms. Now you can target the entire world, like what Uran has done. Excellent job with this event, where that we have the people not only from the India, but overseas also. And again, when we are talking about internet or digital, we have to make sure that the information is collected and managed effectively. Again, the same, when we talk about the resources, this is giving a big change that working what we call it as a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, we are going to have a much more flexibility, working from home, work from office, 3 days office, flexible, working in the morning, afternoon break, then going back to the evening. So all those are possible now with this digital transformation. And definitely all this has to add the and optimize the business processes considering the speed, efficiency, quality, and agility. Right now, I know that this is an overview session, but these are very, very detailed, and that you will, I'm sure that subsequently you will get these type of the information once you have the interest on it. Now coming up, what is enabling the digital transformation? I will have couple of slides to show most of the technologies as well as impact. So here, like key enablers, we call it as a cloud computing. That's the infrastructure. On my previous section, I mentioned that if organizations infrastructure is not ready, then they can take cloud to build that entire ecosystem, or at least have a blend of both cloud and on-prem. Then they need analytics, big data, CRM, social, IoT, and that automation what we talk about. And definitely mobility is the key piece, that all that services should go through the mobility. And high level what we call that the impact is the employees, customers, partner, process, data, technologies, and insights. It's a very important to have a clear insights to provide all that, like 9 yard we call it. That's like you have to improve the productivity, reduce the cost. All the decisions are done, informed decisions, improvement, or I'll say increased sales subsequently, and the reach is now going to be global. And operations are structured, customer experience are enhanced, as well as the profitability, because you are going more and more from that the fixed assets to the variable assets. So again, I'm covering some of these technologies. Major one we talk about, just to give like a cloud is one. Second one on the we talk about data, big data and analytics, blockchain, as well as on that there is a lot of this IoT, which is 3D printing, smart sensors, as well as wearable devices, which is making a big impact to connect not only man, machine, and process all. So some of the examples of the technology I've given, I'll keep on talking on this. So when we talk about, like as I mentioned, the core is our people, process, and technologies. Now, considering that blend of that, we start with the customer centricity, as I mentioned earlier, that most of the data or the entire digital initiative start with the customers and end with the customers. So that's like the first, and I will say I'll not say first and last, but entire time that the customer has to be focused for the complete offering. Business models, again, earlier, just to give an example, like an insurance, earlier we used to call that you have to have the entire value chain. But now if you see with the digital, there are few organizations I'm using, like I'm sure you know Policybazaar, then there is a 360, there are a couple of new offerings are coming up which are just doing the sales, and I know that there are back-end, there are organizations which are handling just claims management. And even on that, if you see healthcare, there is a concept of TPA, which is entirely different from the complete sales and claims. So those type of the model changes are coming up. Agility, I know on that, I say that 10 years back when we were doing the projects, we were talking about 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years plan to implement a project. But now what we are talking about, how we can show that or I'll say 4 to 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. That's the duration of the complete change what we are looking for. And any information, any decision, it has to be or it should be with the data driven. And keep on defining that how we are engaged with the customers. It's not only that like once you sell, renew, that's the time you get connected with the customers. Now you have entire value chain through the social media. You can keep on connected with the customers to make sure that they are there, and based on that you can do a lot of upsell, cross sell. This is my favorite word called reboot. Now, any organization where we are working on the digital transformation, we call it that they have to reboot themselves once they embed the digital technologies. Collaboration, again, it cannot be on the silos. It has to be very well connected. And then mindset, again, we talk about how we are like our employees as well as customers are connected and keep on delivering the best of the services. And this is a area it's just mentioned as a new talent, but as we know that I'll say every month we are getting some new options and information and technologies changes. So we have to keep on that. Not only talents or might be the existing talents should behave like they are restarting their journey. Excuse me. Now, just a few examples. I know that a lot of places you must have seen, and but these are always keep on coming. Actually, I had that other how that the things are happening in every 60 seconds, but that also we'll discuss in the last. But like Amazon, we know that they don't have the physical stores. Now they started with new concepts, but ultimately they don't have the physical stores, but still that's the largest retailer in the world. Earlier it was Walmart. We know that Walmart is also has in process of digital transformation, but still Amazon has gone much beyond Walmart. Airbnb, literally no real estate, but it's a largest accommodation provider across the globe. Netflix, same way. In US, we know like, fortunately, I was part of this transformation journey. I remember 10, 12 years back, we used to stand outside Blockbuster whenever we are getting the new Indian movies released, and that's like the CDs are available. Just stand on the queue for 1-2 hours and get the CD as a rental. But subsequently, when Netflix came, we know that the day it got released on that OTT, you will be able to see that. And they don't own any movie theater or any physical infrastructure. Same way, Uber, we all know, I'm sure that most of us are using that. All the taxi business has got changed with this digital transformation. Same way, Facebook, we all are connected. And I know this event was also marketed, or I'll say published on the Facebook, and that's where a lot of people joined on this call through Facebook. Now I'm coming up on the other piece, which is like how the career is getting shape up with the digital transformation. So as we discussed that it's not only that the corporate, or I will say education institutes, this is also impacting the individuals. So when we talk about leadership, they have to make sure how they define, how fast they can define the new way of working, improve their as well as invent the new technology platforms which will provide that the quick change and new models. And that has to be fast connected with the leadership. employees, this is a very critical. I will cover that more of the numbers as we mentioned that like everything is to be defined by the numbers and data. That has to be, the employees has to be continuously learning, making the changes, and have the opportunity. They already have that. They should try to work on the cross-functional areas to have that the entire life cycle of their offerings to their customers. Customers, I will say that we all know customers are king. We still follow that, but we have to be on top of it. Like that's where Apple has a very good example. That feedback sometimes we have to make sure that what we are providing to the customers, that is up to the mark, and they should have the requirements, or they should adopt to buy those products, and they continuously provide the feedback. We all know right now, even for a corporate, it's a very important that on the social media, every customer, if they are coming, they should give a positive feedback. They get continuous update about the organization. So we all are connected. This is the way I'm giving. I think this is a very important for everyone to understand that the jobs are changing and we should be ready for those. So when we are talking about, I know I'll not say, I'm not sure if this graph is visible, but very important it is given. If you see, digital transformation is not digital technologies. As we mentioned, and Dr. Gulati has also mentioned that there are other components. So we have to make sure what is the focus. And if you see here on this graph, the first point is having a detailed understanding of how to use technology. That's important. And if you see, there is a knowing a computer or programming language, which is like third from the last, which is just 23%. Or even if you say extremely and very important, it's just 64%. But awareness and good understanding is 85% important to know. And believe me, guys, I'm telling you, like whichever industry people are working, whether it's today morning I was talking and discussing with them, so I got that. If you say earlier, it was coming like banking, insurance. Now it's coming banking, banknet, fintech, insurtech, which is like a blend of domain and technology. That's where that the first point is very important. And I'm not going to read, but just to give, like that's where we are talking about. If you are on the domain, it's very important that you should have a very good understanding of technology. If you are on the technology side, then also it's very important for you to know what is the functionality, or what we call it as a domain or operations. So these are very important to have very structured information. Just to give an example, like when we talk about robotics, artificial intelligence, now we don't have to write the programming for the artificial intelligence. If you are very good on the domain, you pick up that domain and have the data to build some model. You just put it on the model, which are the ready models, get the output and explain it to the team. Like there are new NLG, NLP, all those are giving you the ready information, but you should be ready, aware or comfortable to leverage these technologies. This is another big opportunity which I give as a part of career. If you see on the left side, this is the corporate condition right now. If we talk about different technologies, there is a big demand and the supply is very less. Now, just to read out, I know that the fonts are very small. cyber security, cloud computing, analytics, web development, mobile development, data science, big data, master data management, user interface design. If you see, almost like 50% gap is there. So this is a big opportunity. And right now, we used to say that pre-COVID scenario that we have the time to, or we were going slowly on the digital, but COVID has made all of us to think that how fast we can move to the digital and how soon we can do it. The right side chart is also another very interesting piece. If you see, that's where Capgemini has classified the talent into two areas like digital talent and all employees. And that's the mindset what they are giving. And I know that this is just a information session, but when they say the digital talent, there are 58% people are interested to keep on learning new digital skills, and they invest their own money and time. Whereas all employees, if we go, they say that they learn only 48%, they are interested on this. So this is a very interesting piece, very apt for that what we are discussing, that the people who are like a typical what we say employees, they have to learn on the digital side just to be part. And it's not that I will say that the age, or I know that the next slide, another one I'll show you subsequently, the future of job. Now this is a World Economic Forum has given that they expect in, I see that this 2022 will be 2021. That's like because of this COVID, this cycle will reduce. And that's where it is giving that what type of the different technologies that varies from data analytics, web and app development, IoT, machine learning, cloud computing, and digital trade. All these are coming up, and they are saying that this is change in the job. Now, it doesn't mean that the new people are required, but it's like I personally feel that a big number of the existing talent pool can fulfill these numbers. Apart from that, whatever new talent which is getting into the market, what we call it after getting graduates. So this is another World Economic Forum prediction. What Dr. Gulati has clearly mentioned, so I will not take, and I know that I keep on talking about this. There are very focused 4 areas of work on this digital transformation. That's where the career is going to be. One, when we talk about technologies, that's like IoT, blockchain, data lakes, AI, or even new emerging technologies, as we can't predict even for a year. Then on the data, I know when we talk about technology, we need the technology to manage the data, but data itself is very important. And we feel a lot of organizations, even education institutes, are not having even the basic standard format of the data to consolidate and leverage the power of data. Third area, which I keep on giving, that the process and domain is equally important as technology, that how the process works, how we can make the changes on the process which can be implemented using technology, and how fast we can turn those to the customers so they know that how the work is happening, how we are going to execute and get the value for both customers as well as their organization. Fourth, very important point for the leadership, I will say that it's like all senior folks to know how to enable those changes into their system. That's where the change management come into the picture. That covers leadership, teamwork, courage, emotional intelligence, and all that, what we call it as I will say the change management requirements. This is the point which I was giving. I tried giving this image. I like, so I have added this just to classify. There is a left side, if you see, that's your workplace. You will have the technology over there, process over there. But on the right side, that's where the talent, that's what we talk about, the individual, how they are going to be tech savvy, BYOD, gig economy, all that the word, whatever is coming up. Along with that, so it's whether a fresher or I will say CEO or the leader across the industry, they have to have become a digital talent. Now, this is what we call it again. That's what I mentioned that there was some questions. When we talk about the niche skills, there are 10 to 12 to 20%, which is the technology talent, what we call 10 to 15% digital talent. And if you see on the technology side, you have the security, data scientists, tech developers, lead automation experts. Whereas if you go on the digital talent, when I'm talking about, it's a marketing managers, content managers, CRM, operations managers. Those are the, like, they are not a pure technology, but those are the digital talent. And that's where that the skills, it's a mention that security, we have already covered a lot. Now, this is the area like if you are on the technology side, you can't have all the boxes with you. You have to define that which box I will take it up and I will further go down on those. So whether it's a machine learning, AI, analytics, cloud, RPA, there is a lot we can talk about each of this area. I know that I'm sure most of the academician over here will give, I think almost everyone has the PhD or even masters in each one of these. So I don't want to take right now, but these are the areas from the technology side you can cover. And when I'm giving this image, I say as a part of the industry, we can't take everyone, but as you know, like they get selected based on that the different soft skills. Not only I'll say that there are masters or experts on the each technology, but when as an organization or I'll say corporate, when we go, it's not only technology, it's a combination of all three. When we talk people, process, and technology, all three aspects we look on that to shortlist the right candidate for our own organization. So that's where you have to be very clear. It's not only either technology or domain, but you have to focus on the soft skills also, which is very important for the organizations. So this is what I had. Dr. Gulati, I tried to have it at, so we will have the time for the question answers. So that's where I have high level. I know that I will keep this slide while we are discussing with the team. Dr. Gulati, back to you.
Great, Rishi. A presentation you started from. Yes, I think my voice is coming to everyone. I'm saying that Rishi, you did a great presentation. You started from a very scratch till the end. I think most of us, the questions have been clear what you need to say. But I have some. There is a question which has been asked from Dr. Jaideep. Jaideep is asking how a teacher can be moved from education industry to the corporate using the technologies. Rishi, are you getting my question?
Yeah, so I know that as I mentioned that there is a big opportunity in the industry. Again, frankly, I'll say that that's where this, when we talk about industry and academics, my personal opinion, and that's where Dr. Gulati was also discussing. So I see that if you have the expertise on one of the digital area, like that's where I was showing like boxes. If you have, and if you feel that any specific industry, like example banking, if you can come up with some model which bank is required, I'm sure that they are ready to take that, and they don't care whether it's from the academic or even the tech industry with 10-20 years of experience. So I feel that this is a good opportunity. You have to be expertise, understand, and that's where I keep on talking about the collaboration, understand the industry problem, because data science is coming up, giving that, okay, how we can see the insights. And once that models are ready, if you are talking on that data science, AI, if you will build some a machine learning model to fast track or get the new customers fast, definitely you can present. And nowadays there are multiple platforms where you can interact with the industry.
Okay. There is a very interesting question which is asked by Monali. She's asking that has the digital skills any impact in the mathematic line? I mean, for the profession, mathematics.
Can you come again, Dr. Gulati?
Yes, I repeat, digital skills, any impact in mathematics line?
Wow, it's like entire data science is on top of mathematics. And again, I'll say these are become as a very interesting. Mathematics is a two standard, or I'll say common. You have to take, like if you are doing your masters in mathematics, if you have some subjects or like data science related specific subjects, I think that's where they are into the great demand.
Okay, we have Dr. C.S. Arora. He's asking, how do the senior faculty member update themselves on digital transformation skills?
So, doctor, there are a lot of platforms. I will say that's where that I have tried. I know Dr. Gulati has given this opportunity to explain. There are a lot of platforms where you can learn. My suggestion would be like take 2 or 3 areas, explore on those, and then you will have a lot learning, like how the social media is impacting, how the academician, you can give sessions using these platforms like Google Meet or Zoom and all those. So those are becoming very important. And even basics, we talk about how you can create, I will say, the media to present your capabilities.
Thank you. I think there is a participant, Sehdev. He is asking the question in the beginning also. Now he's asking, let me read. What kind of digital skills needed for the mathematics students after having MSc? MSc in what field he has not mentioned, but I think he's done in mathematics only. What kind
So
of
that's
digital
where I think,
Yeah.
Doctor, we discussed mathematics is a very, very, I will say, frankly, hot topic. If you are very good on that, the modeling using these different statistics, we call it like, I don't want to go on details, but like right now, whatever regression models to like linear programming, all these are the mathematical models. So they should know. I'm sure that if they want to little bit learn, there are different platforms like R, Python, where they should know that how we can create the models. So again, I'm giving that, like when we talk about data science, there are 2 areas. One is where you build algorithms using the different financial mod, or I'll say mathematical models. That's one area. Second is what we talk about how to use that. So the user, but mathematics, I feel that they come into the more on building the models.
Okay, there is again one more question. Where business intelligence stand at the present?
I will say that every presentation I make it to my leadership or even my team, we have to build some data-driven models as well as reporting. So that's where I see that it's basically for I'll say any senior folks, it's a bread and butter to add it up on their breakfast.
Okay, great. What will be the scope for HR fresher in digital world?
So as I mentioned that I have not covered on this, but that's very interesting. We talk about there are a lot of terminology. I will just touch because you have used first domain question. In HR, you have a hiring, then that's where source to hire. Like right now, if you open the Google and look for that, there are different platforms, AI-driven platforms, where you can enter or submit the profiles as well as your requirement instead of doing like all basic opening the resume, looking on those, that platform itself will provide you with the probability that it's a matching your requirement up to that what percentage. That's where it comes on the recruitment. When you have that the candidate interviews, very recently I was working with a company and came up where they said, sir, we will provide you ask that candidate 10 questions to give as a recording. You don't need the panel to interview. Once that interview is done and it's submitted, our platform will capture that all the psychometrics as well as that the organization aligned soft skills and give you the results on those. Then
Thank you.
on that the HR life cycle also, that's where we have multiple systems to keep employees engaged using different digital technologies.
Okay, we have one question. What kind of digital skills needed for management student?
There is a lot. I'm not sure from which location. I think Dr. Gulati, I remember we had a panel discussion. I think there was some big event in
Industry 4.0. Last year we had.
Industry 4.2, and
Yeah.
that's where we covered. Again, same thing for the management graduate. I will say that you have to select one or two domain which you want to work, and parallel to that, what technologies you want to leverage on those. So
Okay.
that's metrics you have to define for you.
I think the same question has been asked again. Let me read. How digital technologies are useful in education sector? Is asked by Vikas. He's an
So
assistant
that
professor.
Vikas,
Yeah.
first answer is that what you see right now, this is a complete digital program to get awareness about the digital technologies. If you see that you can do complete, I will not recommend that doing complete online, but it has to be embedded, what we call it as a your offline and online, where you will use digital technologies to track your assignments, workshops, as well as learning and project. All that you can use like while you are doing your management or whatever graduation, you should be having a digital system. So one lighter side I was using with one of my another institute, they mentioned that they are planning to work like the moment you will get the admission, you will get a smart card or I'll say wearable device with you, which will give you the access to all places within the campus, as well as it will automatically capture whenever you will enter into the classroom. So I know that that's where that the entire whatever course contents are required, everything you will be having it along. Hope Dr. It's cover.
Yeah, it's good. I think we are getting more questions, but we need to see the timing also. Okay. So guys, as I said already, like if you are having more questions, you can, send on the chat box with your email ID. We'll try to, reply all. So let me take a privilege for giving the vote of thanks for Mr. Rishi Agarwal. I hope all the participants have able to get the basic and advanced things about the digital technologies. He has tried to cover from very, starting till the scratch about the blended, like how the online and offline environment we are having. He has also used a word which I really like it. That is, he has talked about, that the corporate world is getting rebooted. I must say that, we already reboot to the environment. We have recharged a lot. I think in IT we have two concepts, that is a soft boot and hard boot. And soft boot we do daily boot, but a hard boot is not possible. But due to the COVID, I must say that we are able to do the hard boot also. Also, he has touched about the many practical examples about what are the challenges, what are the digital transformation enables we are having, what are the impact on individual, leadership, employees, customer. I do understand because of the time limit, we cannot have all the things cover. So, but again, we will be coming with, under the CTD Uran, the foundation, we'll try to cover these kinds of seminars oftenly. I have already shared the feedback link with the code also. I think most of them already done that thing. If case you are not able to do, please do it before the 5:30. With these points, I'll close the day and wishing you all the best. Be safe, be at home, and be learning every day with new things, new skills. Thank you very much, all the participants, and special thanks to Mr. Rishi Agarwal for taking the time for giving this nice presentation and having a wonderful evening with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Uran Foundation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Very, very thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So your sound is not clear. Not clear. Sir, your sound is not clear.